The storm over Outpost Helios. 3 howled like a living creature, ripping across the steel platforms and rattling the reinforced windows. The planet Viralax. 7 was not kind to life. Perpetual lightning, toxic dust, and predators hidden beneath sulfur clouds. Yet somehow, this desolate world had become the meeting point between humanity and the Draken Dominion, 2 civilizations forced into alliance to survive a threat bigger than war itself. Inside the outpost's great hall, ambassadors from both species gathered around a massive holotable, blue light painting tense expressions across their faces. On one side stood humans in polished armor. On the other, tall reptilian warriors draped in ceremonial plate, their eyes glowing amber. In the middle of it all was Elias Ward, decorated soldier of the Terran Vanguard, and Kalara Drakes, elite Draken combat officer. The 2 stood shoulder to shoulder, yet every stare in the room told them neither side approved of it. Kalara, nearly 2 meters tall, scales shimmering like bronze, a tail partly wrapped in gold bands, watched the room with cold discipline. But Elias felt the temperature drop each time the murmurs returned. She's manipulating him. He's blinded soft. Humans don't bond with Draken. It's unnatural. The rumors had always been there. Ever since Elias and Kalara survived an ambush together, 5 days stranded in the frozen wastes of Adria Moon, they'd fought as if they were born for the same battlefield. They saved each other's lives repeatedly. And whether anyone liked it or not, a bond had formed. Now that bond was about to be tested. General Ariston, leader of the human delegation, slammed his fist on the hollow table. Enough negotiations. The next mission leader must be human. We won't hand strategic command to a Draken. Immediately, War Marshal Tavarin of the Draken snarled. You insult us. No Draken will take orders from a species that cannot even survive its own planet without helmets. Elias lifted his head. With respect, this mission isn't about pride. It's about stopping the hive swarm before they wipe us all out. Kalara spoke, voice deep enough to vibrate the air. The hive has already consumed 2 colonies. If we argue while they advance, there will be no one left to debate command. But the ambassadors weren't listening. The gathering devolved into hissing and shouting. Humanity versus Draken. Distrust on instinct. Until General Ariston announced the decision. We need 1 representative to lead the mission. 1 fighter to command units from both sides. He pointed across the room. And that representative will be Elias Ward. A wave of gasps followed, even from the Draken. Kalara's claws tightened. It wasn't jealousy. It was fear. She knew what came next. Ariston stepped closer to Elias. But you will not choose the Draken warrior as your partner. The Dominion cannot be trusted. The hive is already manipulating minds. How can we know they haven't infected her? Kalara's breath caught. The same accusation she'd heard on dozens of worlds. Elias felt heat rise under his skin. The hive infects machines and biomatter, not Draken minds. You know that. But Ariston didn't care about truth. He cared about politics. To prove you're not compromised, Ariston added loudly, so all could hear, you will choose a human partner. Any human in this hall. Silence. Kalara stared at the floor, mask of emotionless steel returning. She already knew the outcome the council wanted, a clean divide, no sign that she and Elias ever fought as one. Ariston extended his hand. Choose your partner, Captain. Elias looked at the rows of humans and then at Kalara, fierce, loyal, battle-scarred by war and life just like him. He remembered the night on Adria Moon when she'd carried him through a blizzard with a shattered wing. He remembered the night she trembled in his arms when she thought she wouldn't make it. He remembered how her voice shook when she thought she would die without honor. And he remembered what she told him, quiet and raw. If we survive this war, Elias, don't pretend I don't matter. Every eye was on him now. Elias stepped forward, without hesitation. I choose Kaelara Drakes. The room erupted into outrage, roaring, hissing, curses, shouts of betrayal. Ambassadors slammed fists and claws, and the table flickered with static from the chaos. General Ariston's voice thundered. Elias Ward, you defy your own people. Elias stepped even closer to Kaelara, facing the room. I don't care about species. I don't care about politics. She has stood with me in every battle, saved me when I should have died, and never once asked for anything in return. His voice sharpened. You think I'm blind? No, I see clearly. I choose the one warrior I trust with my life. Kaelara inhaled sharply, stunned. In Draken culture, a declaration like that wasn't casual. It was sacred. It was a bond. Ariston pointed toward Elias in fury. Then both of you are removed from command. Neither humans nor Draken will follow you. Ta'Veren snarled back. This is madness. The mission requires their expertise. The arguments raged again, but the hive swarm didn't wait for politics. The alarm sounded. Incoming. Hive warships. ETA 6 minutes. All voices died instantly. The choice had already been made, one side or none. Elias turned to the panicked hall. Everyone can argue later. Right now, either follow the person who can keep you alive or die shouting. The humans and Draken hesitated, but when the outpost shook from an orbital barrage, instinct cut through pride. Ta'Veren shouted, all Draken to arms. Follow Commander Drakes. Ariston, swallowing rage, pointed to Elias. Humans, defend your outpost. Follow Captain Ward. Thus the two forces formed behind the two they had just rejected. The hive ships descended like massive spectral insects, glowing green with parasitic energy. Pods launched from their hulls, thousands of cybernetic monsters tearing across the storm clouds toward the outpost. Elias and Kaelara charged first. Side by side, human plasma rifles and Draken blades fought together with terrifying precision. Kaelara leaped through a cluster of hive drones, dismembering 6 with one sweeping strike. Elias detonated a rail bomb that blasted the swarm from the upper deck. Their movements synced, without thought, without hesitation, not because orders demanded it, because they chose each other. But the hive wasn't done. A Titan drone, 20 meters tall, descended onto the landing field, crushing steel under its weight. Its mechanical tendrils lasered into Elias's armor, throwing him across the platform. Kaelara screamed a sound that shook the air, a roar that wasn't just battle, it was fear. She sprinted toward him, but the Titan's massive legs slammed between them, forcing her back. Elias crawled, bleeding, vision fading. The hive's energy cannon lit up, aimed directly at her. She was about to die. He had one choice. Elias triggered his armor's power core, an overload that, if detonated at close range, would destroy the Titan and likely him with it. Kaelara realized what he was doing an instant too late. Elias, N.O. He turned his head, smiling through blood. I chose you then. I choose you now. He fired. The explosion swallowed the platform, blinding light, metal shredding, smoke rolling across the outpost. The Titan collapsed in pieces. Kaelara scrambled through fire, searching desperately until she found him. Burned, broken, armor melted.